Welcome to Big D, Dallas, Texas, and the house the Pony Express built. Dickerson and James and SMU hoping to restore the glory and get things started in this one. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. And the Mustangs will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bearcats offense takes the field. And here's the band they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
The give to the back. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
The play-action fake. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Jones wants to throw it. Looking to buy time. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
He's got such good awareness in the pocket. He does a good job of feeling the rush, and you know it's a pass, and you want to keep your eyes downfield, but he sees an opening, and if he sees an opening, he's got the ability to go get it and get a first down.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
To the ground to try to move the chains. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. The Bearcats are marching down the field. Right back to the well. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Finds his man. It's Anderson. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. 8th play on this opening drive coming up, and they need a third down conversion. From the gun, wants to pass. Coming after him. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. He just terrorizes quarterbacks, his 30th career sack.
And that's an amazing number, 30 sacks, because a lot of guys get sacks early in their careers, and then coordinators figure it out and then start double-teaming them and sliding and chipping, and then their numbers come down. This guy, though, David, has never stopped.
And it's got to be consistently, Jesse. Like, you got to consistently play hard, play after play, because sometimes they get rid of the ball fast. Sometimes you can't get in the mix. But to get to the quarterback 30 times, very...
The Mustangs offense will try to get something started with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job at it.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this. Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see.
Fires into traffic, picked off. Couldn't find much breathing room to return it, but the interception has this offense in business at the 27. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And they knocked him down almost immediately.
We talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game. They had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
Jones to throw. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
It is so beautiful when I get you behind the sticks in guaranteed passing situations, because guess what? I don't have to fire off and play run. I'm going and getting the quarterback and getting him on the ground. That's what defensive linemen live for.
Going to try to get it himself. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. And the Bearcats will punt this one away. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after the pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. The lone back's got it. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Stopped at the 47-yard line, a 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. The Mustangs have it with a 1st and 10. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the 1st down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the 1st down. Tune in to the Ocho, 8th play of the drive coming up. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
This is an offense that can find multiple ways to get explosive plays, especially when they hand it off to this guy, David.
And it's so nice to have a running game you can depend on, especially when you get the other side of the field, now set up on the 2-yard line.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader. 2nd and goal coming up. He's going to the right, looking for a path to the end zone. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. And the extra point makes it 7-0. 75 yards on the touchdown drive. It was closed out by the short yardage touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
They'll snap it on first down from the 35. They go to the ground. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
They'll run it from the gun. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. A 3rd and long coming up here. Jones wants to throw it. Getting some heat. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. A great spot to start this drive for the offense. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. With the catch, it's Baker. And he's down after the short completion. He did not make it to the first down marker. That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. And the Mustangs are in the red zone. They'll give it to the back. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get off blocks and make tackles. They couldn't stop the offense from picking up that first down on that run play.
And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Mustangs! Getting set for the point after. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's coming out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop. Or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Power football with the run. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least space, create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. The coverage team was down there to corral it, and they made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They wanted to set the tone, strike quickly. Jesse, they've done exactly that, up 2 touchdowns.
And this quarterback has been dialed in, too. He's been so good reading coverage, going to where the open guy is with the football, and they've been up and down the field, David, so far.
And this defense needs to make something happen right now. You've already given up a couple touchdowns. Your offense has got nothing going. Still early in the game. Get a stop. Create some momentum for your offense.
First down here for the offense. He's looking to throw. Quickly complete. Strong, firm tackle.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Finds his big tight end. Nice job to pick up the first down, and they'll spot it at the 42.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Trying to get a rhythm in the passing game, now on second down. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. They've got to get the football to the 32 to pick up the first down. On third down, going up top. Close to the marker, it's Baker. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. The Mustangs look to keep this drive humming. Wants to throw on first down. He finds his man.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
And the Mustangs have taken it inside the 20. The give out of the gun. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get it.
And the quarterback goes down. There is a penalty flag on the field, but I think the defense might have the option just to take this play. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. The offense lining up for a first down play. He'll set up to throw. A little screen to the running back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. On second down, he'll let it fly. They're bringing heat. Got some room, headed to the goal line. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
It's really hard on a defense to drop back and know it's pass. And then a quarterback like that, he just has the ability to pull it down.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, SMU.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. The returner will field it and bring it back. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game and you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
They just look like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. They couldn't connect on second down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. Jones to throw. Fires to the big fella. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
He gets a block. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talk about create.
Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. On second down, he'll fire. Zings it complete to the right. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. He's going to pass. Pressure coming. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
You want to change some of this bad luck you've had so far around? Get after the quarterback and get his butt on the ground. Nice job by the defense. This game ain't over. It's still the first half. This is a good start.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? Second down, you need to pick up some positive yards.
Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown Mustangs. On to attempt the try. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
And the returner goes down. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, and now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now.
And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. They're trying to get to him. Makes a connection.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
Using his legs to buy some time. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Jones wants to throw it. He lofts one down the sideline. He's got it down the right side. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Bearcats!
Man, nice job getting the passing game going. This is big, man. Going into the half, and listen, I know you're trailing, but building some momentum. Maybe this second half we can keep airing the football out, cutting into this deficit, and who knows what the heck will happen.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Virginia found a way to rescue victory from the jaws of defeat. A perfect example of just how strong this program is. All about stacking wins there in Charlottesville.
Looking to move it through the air. On target over the middle.
The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. He's got his man. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. On second down, he'll let it fly. Got his man down the middle. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Comes out throwing on first down. Hauls it in. And he breaks into the open. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. And after that pitch and catch, he's already over 200 yards, and we're in the first half, Jesse.
Man, Reese, he's dialed in right now. He's really doing a nice job seeing the field, reading coverages, and finding his open guy.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. To the air on first down. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, SMU. They'll try to add another to their lead. Just blinding speed. Speed that almost paralyzes defenders.
When you got a quarterback with that much speed, you got to find tricky ways to put more speed on the field, spy the quarterback with somebody that's really, really fast. And even when you do, a lot of times he still makes plays because he's that dang fast and that explosive.
And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. So the offense has had enough. They'll take a knee and wrap up this first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, time for everyone inside that stadium in Dallas to take a deep breath and kind of digest what we just saw. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by acknowledging the sparkling play of this tight end. The guy's like an aircraft carrier out there as a blocker. And then when he releases and shows off that speed and route running, he's almost unguardable. Gotta believe he won't be able to go anywhere in this second half without someone attached to his hip.
They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. They'll open the second half with a run.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. The Mustangs get it past the sticks.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Hands it off. At the 45, on his way. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15.
In halftime in this locker room, there's a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's got it again. At the 40, there he goes. They make the tackle at the 36, but they're in plus territory now with the 15-yard pickup. And the Mustangs will snap it on 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They believe they can run right here. Tackled, but he has a first down.
This offense all game long has been running really well, and I'm really impressed by how well they've recruited at the running back position. They've got some dynamic players coming into the game at different points, spelling each other, keeping each other fresh, and they're hurting this defense.
Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Try to get it to the edge. Got some room headed to the goal line. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. The Mustangs have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to slam it in. Touchdown Mustangs! And the route is on.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll go to the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Jones to throw. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, you're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
And the returner is stopped. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Got his man on the right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
And he will wisely scamper out of bounds. No need to take unnecessary hits.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Perhaps emboldened by converting a 4th down earlier in the game, they'll try a 2nd time. They'll try to pick up the first. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on 4th down and you decide to run the football, you've got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. They need to be more physical moving forward. They're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
Listen, that wasn't the greatest run in the world, but it was very successful in making me honor the run. And another thing, every time you run the football, someone gets tackled. There's physicality involved in the game, so I like when offenses commit to the running the football, no matter what the outcome is, because those body blows do add up.
Jones wants to throw it. Looking to the big tight end. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Bearcats will send out the punt unit. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. He won't be able to return this one as it goes out of bounds. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. There's been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th downs, you're right. Create some of the explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Running with power. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the 1st down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that 1st down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
Flips it out in the flat. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a 1st down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They'll toss it to the outside on the left. Still on his feet at the 45. And there they go again. Another huge gain on the ground.
And obviously this offense has had their way getting a huge lead. And now when you know it's a running situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed, so much skill. At running back, receiver, tight end, the quarterback making good decisions. It is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays. Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. And the holder will put it down on the left hash, a 34-yard attempt coming. Oh, and the attempt is no good. Guys, after this dominating performance, I guess the head coach wanted to be able to yell at the special teams coordinator. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Give to the running back. And brought down. Looks as if that's how we'll end the 3rd. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Cherry. Pocket starts to collapse. And the ball comes out. And looks as if the offense was able to get back on top of the football. And yes, it could have been worse, but as it is, it's a safety.
And that's the exclamation point right there. It's been a bad day, man. This offense, they're going to have to find some answers over the next couple of weeks, especially the next week in practice, of who they are, what their identity is, because all they've done today is struggle around and now give up points.
Returner is tackled down at the 36. And your SMU Mustangs will take over.
The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Here comes the offense on 1st down. Trying to turn the corner on the right. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
That's such a nice start to this drive, too, because you've got the lead late and you want to run the football. You want to be physically dominant. Defense knows you're going to do it, and still, on the very first play of the drive, you're able to rip off a long run like that. Great vision there and a nice job up front with the surge by the O-line.
Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
He looks that one in nicely. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chain. And the Mustangs come to the line with a new set of downs. He's looking to throw it. Makes the grab.
This quarterback right now is in a groove. He's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Line getting set on second down. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
They showed great trust in their quarterback right there, and why not? He's had an outstanding game.
An outstanding game, has taken care of the football. Now late in the game, you got the lead. That first down now tells me now it's time to start running the football, run the clock, get out of here with the dub.
Offenses ice football games in the fourth quarter by running the football, and that's what these guys are trying to do right now, right? We're going to bleed the clock. We're going to stay on the field. It doesn't matter if the defense knows we're running it. They cannot stop us, and they're looking pretty impressive right now doing it.
They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line.
Touchdown, SMU! And the beatdown has ensued. They put up another score here in the fourth, and they are well on their way to an 11-1 regular season. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Fresno State came away with the win today, but not in dominant fashion. In fact, the folks inside Bulldog Stadium had to sweat things out for much of the second half. Could have been better, but certainly could have been worse. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way. But I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Looking to go up top on first down. Trying to get to it. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
After the misfire, now on second down. Looking to pass. It's Cherry. Looking down the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game. But trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Picked up some yardage with that completion. Now second down.
Brings up second down.
He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Bearcats are moving quickly down the field. Looking to throw it again. Fires to the wideout. It's caught. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. He'll come out throwing on first down. Quickly to the tight end.
I tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field, the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
On second down, they'll take to the air. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high and wide on that one.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. And the Bearcats have it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Feeling some heat. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive. Second down after the offense recovered its own fumble. Looking to throw, it's Cherry. Coming after it. Looking left. And the pass hits, picked off. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
He tries to take the top off. Makes the catch down the right side. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Getting some heat. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on second down. Moves around to clear up the vision. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
I'll tell you what, man, this guy bails out his offensive line a lot. We've seen it over and over. Protection isn't always perfect, but he's just got the ability to scramble and just to create and extend plays. Wasn't able to get the first down there, but look at the situation now he's put his offense in. He was able to get a nice chunk of yardage back to make this decision on third down for the play caller a whole lot easier.
And the field goal unit is on the field. Absolute shank. Missed it. They blow the field goal. Something finally goes wrong.
Cincinnati, 7.
Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David.
Yeah, just try to keep fighting. Show your kids you're going to keep fighting. Keep throwing the football. Try to get some points up. Palmer, points have been at a premium. They haven't scored very much, but keep fighting, man.
Yeah, and just, try to find things to build off of for next week as well, right? I mean, it's all about continuing to improve week in and week out. So whether that's identifying playmakers or just seeing what you can come up with here at the end of this game and not quitting.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. To the air, it's Cherry. They're bringing heat. And the quarterback knew he was in that pocket too long, but nowhere to go with the ball, and he takes the sack.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. He wants to throw. Working the middle, it's complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Got it! And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this
hit the afterburners, kid. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. He rolls all the way down the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
And you want to put a winning streak together like this team has, run the football and create explosive plays. Nice job by the offense showing.
And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
On the move from inside his 5. No more room to run. They make the tackle right there, and the clock is at 0, and that's how this one will end. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game.